Flyers. Hi again, everybody. I'm Jim Kelly, and welcome to the NHL on ESPN. The Canadiens come in with their 14-10-3 record, tied for the second spot in the Adams division with the Boston Bruins, right behind Quebec. The Flyers, of course, in first place in the Patrick division with 21 wins. But for Philadelphia, the Flyers now have lost 4 of their last 6 games, and they're also playing their 14th game in 28 days. That grueling grind beginning to take its toll. Regular netminder Bob Froese, he is sidelined with a groin pull, and tonight the rookie Darren Jensen will start. Who'll be the netminder for the Flying Frenchman from Montreal? Let's find out. Upstairs now to Mickey Redmond and Sam Rosen.
Thanks, Jim. The rookie Patrick Roy will be in goal for the Canadiens tonight. What do you think about that, Mick?
Well, he's a good young hockey player, Sam. He's starting his 3rd straight game for the Canadiens. Steve Penny seems to have disappeared from their scheme of things, and the goaltenders are carrying 3 also with Doug Sotard. But the young man, Patrick Roy, is playing very well, and Serge Savard said he's going to go with him again in Philadelphia here tonight.
Canadiens are playing very well, as Jim pointed out. They've won 5 of their last 6, and they're skating very well.
They are playing well. They were about 500 the first 15 games of the year, not playing that well. But lately, they really got it going. The main thing is they've got that power play working over 31%, number 1 in the NHL.
You have to like the 2 Swedish guys, Mats Naslund having a great year, and the rookie Kjell Dahlin.
They are playing well. Dahlin, of course, is the first-year player, and he scored, I think, 16 or 17 goals already. Naslund, we know, is a great hockey player, and he's off to a great start.
Philadelphia Flyers always tough, led by 2 big guns. Tim Kerr, who has 25 goals, Brian Propp, who has 20. A big, tough team. They like to be physical here in their own building. We're set for a good one. Back to Jim Kelly.
All right, Sam, it is, of course, Montreal's only visit here at the Spectrum this year. The only other meeting between Philadelphia and Montreal at the Forum, the Flyers won that one 5-4. The late Pelle Lindbergh between the pipes for Philadelphia. The NHL on ESPN, Montreal and Philadelphia, brought to you by Wheaties. Full tilt, all out, good whole wheat. Wheaties, what the big...
Together, well, I'm Tom Mees in ESPN's Hockey Studios. A couple of other games tonight in the National Hockey League. A big one in the Adams division between the Boston Bruins and the Quebec Nordiques, and we'll have scores and highlights of that game during tonight. Also, the other game involving the Calgary Flames and the Los Angeles Kings in a Smythe Division matchup. We'll have scores and, if possible, some highlights for you from that game later on in the evening as well. A very good hockey game on tap tonight from the Spectrum in Philadelphia. Montreal, Canadiens, and the Philadelphia Flyers. Back with more of the NHL on ESPN after this. Of tonight's game between the Philadelphia Flyers and the Montreal Canadiens. A quick check of the injury list. The Boston Bruins, a team that doesn't need any more bad news in the injuries department, got some more on Sunday. Their game against the Buffalo Sabres was costly because all-star defenseman Ray Bourque injured his left ankle. Word is he'll be out at least a couple of weeks. And with Charlie Simmer already out of the lineup in Boston, the Bruins continue to have a growing list of injuries, and it's hurting their chances in the very rugged Adams division. As far as the New York Islanders' Dennis Potvin goes, the other night, you may recall, he tied Bobby Orr's all-time record for most points ever by a defenseman. The watch has been on, so to speak, to see if he would break the record. He has not yet. He didn't get a point last night in a 4-4 tie at Pittsburgh, so that watch still continues. And what a game they had last night at Chicago Stadium. I'll tell you more about that in a moment, where after I tell you that Wayne Gretzky has been given the Lou Marsh Award as Athlete of the Year in Canada, and why not? All Gretzky did last night in Chicago Stadium, no goals but 6 assists. Make that 7 assists. 21 goals in this game. 12-9, Edmonton beats the Blackhawks. 2 of Gretzky's line mates had hat tricks in this game. The Blackhawks were down 3-0 early, came back to make a game of it. Troy Murray had a couple of goals as well for the hockey game tonight. Settle back and relax. Let's go to the Spectrum in Philadelphia. Sam Rosen and Mickey Redmond. Gentlemen.
Thanks, Tom. We are set to go. Second meeting of the season between these 2 teams. Flyers won the first one 5-4. Tonight's officials, the referee from Edmonton, Alberta, Dan Maruelli, in his 2nd season. From Springfield, Massachusetts, the linesman Kevin Collins, and from New Jersey, Pat DeBuzzo, 2 American linesmen working tonight's game. In goal on the right is Darren Jensen, the rookie who played 4 years at the University of North Dakota, signed as a free agent in 1984. And on the left, the rookie, Patrick Roy, who is playing in his 3rd straight game. First time this season the Canadiens have used the same goaltender in 3 straight. Brad Marsh with the puck, sending it ahead, and the Canadiens take over across the line. The rookie Kjell Dahlin, number 20. Along the boards, Bobby Smith, and the puck taken by Brian Propp. Propp clears the zone, and this is Big Dave Brown pushing it ahead to Poulin. Brown picks it up, looks for the shot. It's deflected, knocked away by Rick Green. Green pushes it up the boards, and it's cleared out of the zone. In the first meeting in Montreal between these 2 teams, Flyers' Tim Kerr had 2 goals, and Brown scores with a quick wrist shot. The rookie Roy just banned on it. Dave Brown, not known touted as a goal scorer. Wrists one right by Roy.
We haven't even played a minute of the hockey game yet. And Brown, and now I don't think it was screen, Sam. Right there's no screen on the play. And you're exactly right. Patrick Roy fanned on the shot. He went to throw the blocker out there. A very easy shot, basically. Not to take anything away from Brown. You put the puck on the net. You never know when it can go in, but you can see Roy lunging for it. That is not a good start for the young goaltender here at the Spectrum.
Number 3 for Dave Brown. Most people know why he's on the ice. And it's not necessarily to score goals, but they'll take them.
You betcha.
1-0 Flyers.
Good
opening
wrist shot.
minute of play.
Excuse me, Sam. You know, you just got to get the puck on the net. You never know. And Brown got the wrist shot away, and Patrick Roy may be in for a long night. Let's see how he reacts after the first bad
Roy
goal.
played so well up in Hartford. Back behind the Flyers, goal put in front, taken by Peter Zezel. His pass deflected and regained by Carbonneau, thrown across. Carbonneau was thrown to the ice. Dave Richter able to clear the zone. Mike Lawler, number 38, lost control. Good hustle by Peter Zezel. Chelios, number 24, is bumped. Marsh keeping it in momentarily. Carbonneau takes it out, number 21, with McPhee on the left side, Nyland on the right. McPhee has the puck, puts it in front. It's blocked by Brad McCrimmon. Brad McCrimmon, 6-year defenseman, gone with the Boston Bruins. Playing very, very well for the Flyers with a +52 last season. Canadiens with Chelios off the skates of Deblois. Ron Sutter, number 14, puts it in the Canadian zone. Peter Svoboda, second-year defenseman from Czechoslovakia, around to Chelios. Chelios is wrapped up by Tocchet. Derek Smith has the puck. Throws it across. It's past Tocchet. Pushed ahead by Markow and played by Svoboda. He's hit. Good check by Derek Smith. Puck is still loose. Penalty upcoming.
Who's going to get it? I think it's going to be Chelios, Sam, from the Canadiens with an elbow. They're not going to like that.
18:02 to go, first period. Flyers 1, Montreal 0.
Chelios gets the call, Sam. He's over at the Montreal bench right now. I'm not sure for what reason. Whether he was shaken up, he is going to head into the Canadian dressing room. Now there's the elbow and the high stick by Chelios. Now, Montreal definitely will be short-handed. He's upset because Tocchet had run at him a couple of times down in the corner, hauled him down, as a matter of fact, when Philly had a good opportunity on Patrick Roy, and Chelios ends up with a penalty. Flyers force the National Hockey League in the power play. Let's see what they do.
And Canadiens 16th in penalty killing. Flyers leading 1-0 on the early goal by Dave Brown. Bob Gainey carries the puck. Drops it in. Markow, who's been playing so very, very well, and perhaps not getting all the recognition that he deserves. The rookie Pelly Eklund, number 9, with a nice drop, and across the line is Brian Propp. Propp centering it across, and it's cleared out of the zone. The man to watch, of course, is Tim Kerr, who has 15 power play goals this season, and it's of his 25. Last season led the NHL with 21 power play goals.
Two guys that Montreal just sent to the bench, Gainey and Carbonneau, both with 2 short-handed goals. Montreal has 4.
Eklund, number 9, back to the point to Propp, who drives one. Deflection is a save by Roy. Kerr got a piece of it. Standing in front, it's Kerr and Robinson matched up momentarily in front. Howe keeps it up. Now it's Eklund. Pelly Eklund. Centering for Propp, just missed. Markow gets it to Kerr. Back to Howe. Throwing it across for Eklund. Eklund takes it off the board. Centers for Propp, and a save by Roy. Robinson has the puck. A couple of good chances for the Flyers early.
Glad to see Roy come back and make a couple of stops. That's important for his confidence after that first bad goal.
Brad McCrimmon right up the middle of Propp. Drops it off for Zezel across the line. Robinson meets him. Loose puck is picked up by Gainey. In the corner, Carbonneau, but it's kept in. Wound around on the far side. Half a minute to go, and the penalty to Chris Chelios. 16:30 to go, first period. And the Flyers lead 1-0. Flyers coming off a good win on Tuesday night here at the Spectrum. Beat the Boston Bruins 7-4. Jim Kelly told you right at the top they've been struggling a little bit. On the near side, that's Peter Zezel. Craven gets it to Bo Berglund. Berglund back to Craven. Setting it up in front goes Zezel. Shot by Craven is blocked by Svoboda. And Chelios returns. Teams are at full strength. That puck then all the way down wide of the net. Arms through the crease. Icing is called. Thomas Erickson making the touch. Perron, first-year coach of the Montreal Canadiens. And there he is. The man with the glasses is Jacques Laperriere, his assistant. John Perron was the assistant to Jacques Lemaire last year.
Perrier, an old partner of mine on the Canadiens back in 67, 8, and 9. Heck of a defenseman he was.
John Perron coached at the University of Moncton, won a couple of Canadian collegiate championships, was assistant coach on the Canadian Olympic team in 1984. Bobby Smith is playing very well this year for Canadians.
He's not scoring goals like we're used to seeing Bobby Smith in the past, Sam, but he's getting a lot of assists and playing very well, so we're told by the Canadian people. I must say that you look around the NHL, probably the Montreal Canadian coaching job has got to be the biggest hot seat in the National Hockey League.
Jacques Lemaire, after one season when he took the team to first place in the Adams division, ups and leaves.
Walked away. Too much pressure.
Yeah. Kerr wins the draw. The shot from a point. The point is a nice save by Roy, kept in by Kerr. Kerr checked by Rick Green. Centers in front. It's off the stick and picked up by the Canadiens who come out. Shell Dahlin, number 20, across the line with a gets it back and the shot goes wide. Dahlin, the rookie, has 16 goals this season. Rick Green. Dahlin again across against Doug Crossman. Dahlin with some room. Crossman's got the stick under the arm.
I think the building expected a penalty on that one.
Zezel in the corner, number 25, with Dahlin and Crossman. They freeze it for a face-off.
Shell Dahlin, the man with the mask right in front of you now. The general manager of the Canadian Search of Art said to me he's played very, very well as you look at Mike Keenan, the Philadelphia bench. But he said this is probably going to be a test for him tonight here in Philadelphia. It's the Canadians' first game here. And Dahlin, of course, and everybody else in the NHL knows how tough it can be to play in this building.
Mike Keenan, coach of the year in the NHL last season. The Flyers won 53 games, the team record in regular season play. See the number 31 on the uniforms of the Flyers on the shoulder, the black number 31. That's in memory of the late Pelle Lindbergh, killed in the car crash early in November. I guess, Mickey, that part of the slump, the recent slump of the Flyers, may be that finally the after effect might be setting in on the Flyers and the rough stretch they've had. Good save by Roy on that last shot. Tocchet's behind the net with the puck. Green knocks it away with a good play. Tocchet still trying to get in front. Roy having all kinds of problems controlling the puck. And it's kept in by Smith. Tocchet's shot is a save by Roy. He lost his stick, and he made the pad save. Tremblay comes out with a puck for Montreal.
You know, he was out trying to get the stick, Sam, when Tocchet took the pass. The net was wide open.
Ron Sutter tied up by Matt Naslin. The back pass from Deblo out of the point. Chelios, the shot deflects in wide of the net. Ron Sutter picks up the puck. Now it's Derek Smith trying to come out with it. Stopped by Chelios for a shot high off the glass. And it caroms up into the crowd. 14:22 to go, first period. Flyers 1, Canadiens nothing. 14:22 to go in the first period. Flyers, the early goal by Dave Brown came at 34 seconds, assisted by Brad Marsh. Third goal of the season by Brown. Beat Ruach cleanly. Markow checked by Dahlin. Bobby Smith centered in front. McCrimmon there to break it up. Dahlin still after, takes a hard hit from Poulin. The puck is cleared out. Mike Lawler after the puck and Brian Propp after him. Chelios tied up by Poulin. Good check by the third-year man, Dave Poulin. Checked in by McCrimmon. Now it's Lawler, the rookie defenseman, trying to clear the zone and does. Howe breaks it up. And Ryan Walter pushing it ahead. McCrimmon sending it in. Lawler goes back. A lot of young defensemen for the Montreal Canadiens this year.
Sure is. Lawler, Kerber's still in his second year. The Hobey Baker winner. Penalty coming up on the play. And I believe it's going to be against the Philadelphia Flyers. Brian Propp, as he heads toward the penalty box.
High sticking is the call. Don't forget, Sunday night, more NHL action coming your way from Chicago Stadium at 8:30 Eastern Time. The Chicago Blackhawks and the Detroit Red Wings. Norris Division battle, and that's anybody's division. It's up for grabs. Who wants it? Should be some good action at Chicago Stadium. Brian Propp sits out a couple of minutes for high sticking.
Canadians power play, the best in the National Hockey League, over 31%. And as we talked about on the top of the show, that's one of the reasons the Canadians are playing so well keep your eye on Matt Naslund out there. He's the key to this power play. And, of course, young Chelios back on the defense. Right-hand shot on the left point. They like to set him up, and he can't fire it back there.
Chelios had 55 assists last season. His rookie year. Robinson has been playing well on defense, on the point, on the power play as well. Ryan Walters stopped in center, goes back to the veteran Larry Robinson in his 14th year in the NHL. Robinson across for Chelios. Ryan Walter. Naslund in the corner. Naslund has 10 power play goals. Robinson shoots, the save by Jensen. Naslund with a puck. Dahlin is side of the net. Now Dahlin is in front. Shot by Robinson, blocked by Craven. This is Naslund with a puck and a back pass to Robinson. Now Chelios shot off the pass. Saved with a glove by Jensen. Holds it.
Ryan Walter tried to head for the front of that net, but Chelios one-timed it. Naslund to Robinson to Chelios, and here's the one-timer. About 50 feet out, and Walter was not able to really get in front of Jensen and screen him, and you see Jensen making sure with that trapper.
All right, what's Ryan Walter doing on that play? What's he
Ryan Walter was plugged in front of Jensen a moment before. They were wrestling with McCrimmon, and he's in there strictly just to try to upset the goaltender, screen him, mainly screen him, because if they start interfering with him in that crease, they're going to get called for a penalty of their own. See a lot of that in the NHL today.
See the numbers on the Montreal power play, as Vicky pointed out. Number 1 the NHL.
Big difference, Sam. Last year their power play was not that good at all, and it's a big plus when you can get the special teams working.
Flyers are third in the NHL in penalty killing. One of their better penalty killers, Brian Propp, is in the penalty box right now. Here's Naslund with a puck, drops to Chelios, kept it in at the line. Zezel picks him up, thrown in front. Nice deflection by Brad McCrimmon. Joe Dahlin couldn't handle it. That's Ryan Walter with a puck back to Dahlin. He has 7 power play goals. Joe Dahlin, back pass to Robinson. Now to Dahlin. Side of the net for Walter. Stick was being held. Bounces out in front. Zezel dives and clears it with 45 seconds to go on the penalty to Brian Propp. 12:20 to go first period. Flyers leading the Canadiens 1-0. Chris Nyland on the ice for the first time. Had a goal last night against Hartford. Robinson carries in with a wrist shot that stops. Nyland stops the puck. Now Dave Richter able to clear. Racing down is Poulin, and the save is made by Ruan. He saves the rebound.
I can't believe that wasn't called outside. It was a definite two-line pass.
Good stops by Ruan. Bobby Smith comes in. Nyland takes it off the board. Around for Smith. Tremblay's in front. Robinson stops it. Shot by Nyland was blocked. It's cleared out by Derek Smith, and that'll do it. Propp returns right now. Teams at full strength. 11:35 to go. Tremblay and Richter go to the boards. Smith centers. Here comes Nyland. Save Jensen. A beauty. 11:28 to go. First period. Flyers lead the Canadiens 1-0.
A look at the last Canadian scoring chance. Chris Nyland all alone in front of Jensen, and he got the puck up underneath his right elbow and kept it out of the net. Nice setup by Bobby Smith back there. Still 1-0 Flyers.
Loose puck. Mike McPhee shot deflects over the top. Tocchet batting it around. It's stopped by Guy Carbonneau, number 21. He's bounced there by Crossman, but gets it back to McPhee, and the shot deflects behind the net. Carbonneau's wraparound deflects in the crease. It's still loose. And finally, Jensen smothers it with a little help from Doug Crossman.
That one may have bounced off the post, Sam, as Carbonneau came around the side of the net and tried to jam it up and hit something and bounced off the post and came to rest in the crease. Fans giving Jensen quite a hand here. There's a look at it to hit the stick of the Philadelphia defenseman right there and went off the junction of the crossbar and the goalpost. And finally, Jensen able to haul it in. Stop play.
The rookie Darren Jensen.
You know, you'd mentioned, Sam, about the death of Sully Lindbergh and the effects of it. You know, the interesting thing is that the goaltending has not been that strong for Philadelphia in the last 7-8 hockey games. I saw them in Detroit. Pros had a bad night. They could beat 4-1. The Leafs walked in here and beat Philadelphia, but certainly Jensen so far tonight seems to have cured that problem.
And Pros has been nursing some minor injuries. Groin pull that has bothered him. Carbonneau across the line. They're offside on the play. And Jensen has been forced to play. He won the game against Boston 7-4 Tuesday night. As you take a look, have a look at Guy Carbonneau. You see team defense, and the Flyers always, last couple of years, one of the best, ranked number 2 right now, giving up just under 3 goals a game in 29 games played, 86 goals allowed.
And a lot of that was due to the late Tully Lindbergh. Fine goaltender.
The Montreal offense, now they lead in goals scored in the Adams division. We'll look at their goals allowed. Derek Smith winding it around, caroms off the corner boards. Now Tremblay sending it ahead. Now comes Matt Naslund. Naslund took a hit from Rick Tocchet. Markow has the puck. Now hooks from behind, gets away from DeBlois and fires it wide of the net. Rick Tocchet plays it around the board. Past Larry Robinson. Tremblay, who's nursing a sore shoulder from a hit he took last night, but able to play tonight. Icing is called on the Canadiens with 10:20 to go in this first period.
Got Tocchet down the right side a moment ago. Tocchet right there has missed several games with a bad knee. He's back. He's worked out very, very hard in the dressing room and on the weights, and is back before they expected him back. A look at number 2, Markow. Third in voting for the NHL All-Star defenseman. He's been a real rock on the Philadelphia defense.
I love the way he makes that transition from defense to offense.
Well, he's a good skater. He's got that good skating ability, and he can turn and go. But his number 1 priority is playing defense. Markow, by the way, a couple of weeks ago scored his 900th point between NHL and WHA stats. He said, I don't care if they keep those stats. They're important to me, and he kept the puck. Why not?
Ryan Walter. Then down Bobby Smith. And we have a whistle. Chelios is down on the ice. He was shaken up before.
Took a late hit, Sam. I took my eye off it following the puck up the middle. And let's see if we can pick it up. Right here. Who hits him? 25, Zezel. Yes. Good body check. Didn't look like anything dangerous. And you see Chelios go down on that right shoulder.
Head.
Yeah.
His shoulder, yeah.
Looks like the shoulder that he's favoring right there. Looked like a pretty clean check by Zezel.
Check into the boards was clean. I don't know about the takedown. Maybe he held him a little bit. Chelios gets a hand for the crowd as he seems to be okay. There's Chelios, who played on the U.S. Olympic team in 1984. Played at the University of Wisconsin. Second year in the National Hockey League. Had 55 assists, 64 points in his rookie season last year. 10-12 to go, first period at the Spectrum in Philadelphia. And the Flyers on the early goal by Dave Brown, holding the lead. Goal at 34 seconds of the first period.
Expected a pretty good skating game. So far we've gotten it. Both these clubs can turn it on. Of course, the Flyers, very capable of playing it pretty well any way you want. If you want to rough it up, they don't mind that either.
Yes.
But they do have a much better skating team, I think, than a lot of the Flyer teams in the past, and that's what keeps them up at the top of the NHL.
Bob Gainey comes across, meets Dave Richter. He's one of those strong guys. Brought in. Penalty is upcoming on the Flyers. Hooking is the call. 9:51 to go, first period, and the Flyers lead the Canadiens 1-0.
Dave Poulin in the box for the Philadelphia Flyers, hooking the call at 10:09, first period. 1-0 Flyers. Montreal with their second power play opportunity. I'm not sure, Sam, if that was the call. It certainly didn't look like it. As a Montreal player was hauled down deep in the Flyers zone. That's what the faceoff is.
Robinson at the point keeps it in. Naslund along the boards. Gets it back to Robinson. Now to Chelios. Prop comes over. Robinson with a shot. Blocked in front. Still loose in the crease. Still loose side of the net. And Brian Prop picks it up and clears it.
Good job by Brad McCrimmon keeping Ryan Walter away from that loose puck as Jensen was down and couldn't stretch any further.
Naslund fires it ahead. Shell Dahlin comes in. Dahlin, nice feed for Chelios. He's in. Save Jensen. Ryan Walter digs it free. Feeds Naslund. Now Robinson. Check by Prop. Good play by Prop. Forced him out of the zone. They've got a break. Ryan Prop comes in. Getting back is Naslund. Good play by Matt Naslund.
Wasn't it? Speedy little guy got back there fast.
Back come Canadiens. 1:05 to go. Across the line, Shell Dahlin. 1:05 left in the power play. Robinson with a puck. Robinson across. Chelios tees it up. Saved by Jensen's side of the net. Works back to Robinson. Feeds Chelios. Shot side of the net. Knocked away by Jensen. Naslund picks it up. Dahlin cruising in the slot. Shot by Chelios. Blocked. Good play by Peter Zezel. And a fine clear. Zezel throwing it down the ice. second-year man, Peter Zezel. He is one hustling player.
They love it. Soccer player in the offseason. Great with his feet. And a fine block shot right there by young Peter Zezel.
25 seconds to go in the penalty to Dave Poulin. 8:15 to go in the first period. 1-0 Flyers lead the Canadiens. Chelios with Craven coming down on him. Now Robinson. They don't change the points at all, Mickey. Canadiens on the power play.
Two guys that they want out there, the veteran Robinson and, of course, Chelios with a good shot.
Tremblay with a drop pass. Nobody there. Craven takes it back, and that'll do it. Poulin is back in the team for full strength, and the Flyers have killed off another one. Canadiens are 0 for 2 on the power play. Dave Richter with the puck. Finds Poulin off the boards. Robinson there first. Robinson's been on the ice a long stretch.
Sure has.
Tremblay gave it away to Craven. Speed for Derek Smith is behind him. And now Mike McPhee able to take the puck out. Bobby Smith carries in. Meets Richter. Centered off the stick of Brad Marsh. Deflects into the corner. Derek Smith clears the puck. And now it's Rick Green, first-round draft pick of the Washington Caps in 1976. That shot is a save by Jensen. Big shot. Here's Kerr coming out. Tim Kerr with Tocchet on the right side. Rich shot is stopped by Roy. The rebound is saved by Roy. Ron Sutter along the boards. The back pass, the shot went high over the top. Sutter digging after it. Now Tocchet in the corner. Centering pass deflected. Tocchet again. Kerr with a shot and it went right off the pads of Roy. That time I don't think Roy saved it so much as Kerr hit him in the pads.
I think it caught it right above the toe on the right and the left pad.
Finally, Canadiens able to clear it out. Good pressure by the Flyers. With Roy coming up big. Here's Kerr again. Shooting it wide. 6.5 minutes to go. Janey sending it around to Curvers. McPhee finds Carbonneau in center. Carbonneau has an open man on the right side. It's Gainey. Gainey just couldn't get there. A little too deep. Tim Kerr. And Tocchet will send it down. Icing waved off. And Peter Svoboda, second-year man from Czechoslovakia, clears the puck out. Flyers take it back. Svoboda with Rich Sutter on him. Good check by Rich Sutter. Puck taken by Bo Berglund. Now it's Rich Sutter. Eklund is in the slot, but the back pass is out of the zone. All the way back.
It's hard to tell why Kerr's got 25 goals. He shoots the puck at the net from anywhere on the ice.
He's quick. Good hands. Not just
for a big man. Yes, that's right.
Kelly Eklund has to wait for his teammates to get onside. Gets the pass back from McCrimmon. Robinson took a brief rest, and Larry Robinson is right back on the ice. Here come the Canadiens. Mario Tremblay. Right off the boards by Eklund, chased by Deblois. Chelios keeps it in at the line. Deblois just couldn't play it. McCrimmon clearing the zone. It's Chelios, number 24, going rink wide, too far for Deblois. And Brad McCrimmon. McCrimmon was second only to Paul Coffey in plus-minus last year with a plus 52. Loose puck behind the goal. Roy goes out to play it. Naslund. Now Bobby Smith. Chelios drives one wide of the net. Smith tied up by big Dave Brown. Richter clears the zone. 4:40 to go in the first period. Flyers leading the Canadiens 1-0. Shot in front is blocked. It's still loose. Roy smothers it. They tied up Poulin in front. 4:30 to go first period. Flyers 1, Canadiens 0. 4:30 to go in this first period. The goal is by Dave Brown at 34 seconds. Since then, it's been a pretty even game. Canadiens have had a couple of power play opportunities. Couldn't cash in. Kerr on the draw. Two big guys. 6'5" Tim Kerr, 6'4" Bobby Smith. Good draw won by the Flyers. Crossman pushing it ahead. Kerr with Smith on him in the corner. Back in the corner, Zezel. Peter Zezel centers. Kerr couldn't stuff it in. That shot deflected. And out comes Shel Dahlin. Ryan Walter beating to Bobby Smith. It's offside with 4:09 to go.
That's put himself offside with that pass, or Ryan Walter, I should say. Big Timmy Kerr just loves those corners. He'll go down in there and brace himself with his hands and arms. There's Ryan Walters, the offside play a moment ago. And Kerr uses his feet so well, big and strong. He's got that long reach, 6'3", 210-pounder. Kerr with over 50 goals last year. Beautiful scene, isn't it?
Good way to enjoy the game. 4:09 to go in this first period. Richter came over a couple of weeks ago in the trade with Minnesota with Cole Berglund. Changed for Todd Bergen and Eddie Hospodar. Brad Marsh with the puck. Now it's Kerr. Kerr picks it up again and pulled down by Gainey. Spectrum fans wanted a call, didn't get one. Guy Carbonneau comes across the line. Now Nyland, good hit by Craven, bumped him off the play. Ron Sutter carries, drops it off for Kerr. Kerr makes his move on Rick Green. Green rides him out down, but Ron Sutter plays the puck and it's knocked away by Kerbert. Richter plays the boards. Derek Smith. Smith checked by Kerbers. Here comes Richter, but Gainey's there first. Kerbers couldn't play it. Flyers digging behind the net. Derek Smith and Ron Sutter. This is Ron Sutter with the puck. He's got the defenseman stick with one hand, or rather the forward stick with one hand, trying to center with the other. Nyland's shot was blocked. 2:50 to go in the first period. Across the line comes Peter Svoboda. Svoboda looking in front, drives one wide. Good screen in front. Robinson tries. It's high off the glass. Ryan Walters checked by Richter. Good block in front by Brad Marsh. Look at the goalie Jensen. He's got his back way deep in the net. Now he comes back out.
Canadiens standing up well at their blue line. A good example right there. If you've got wingers coming back, you can afford to do that. Stand up and challenge the forward.
Ryan Walter comes in, tied up by Mark Howe. Now Dahlin tries to make the play, but Eklund stopped him. On the far side, that's Brad McCrimmon picking up the puck and coming out with it. McCrimmon dumps it. Svoboda with Tocchet after him. Svoboda leaves it. Robinson. Good play on the far side by Eklund, but it deflected. The pass deflected off the skate. Deblois head manning for Mario Tremblay.
Forgot something.
Left the stick behind him.
Can't play without that.
Here comes Rick Tocchet. Drives one. Saved by Roy. Kelly Eklund. Nice speed. Saved by Roy. Beauty on the dead-on shot by Tocchet. Well, Jean Perron told us Roy likes his quickness, and he showed a lot of quickness on that one.
I'll tell you, I thought Tocchet's stick was in the net, let alone the puck. I don't know how Roy got it.
1:20 to go in the first period. 1-0 Flyers on the early goal by Dave Brown. When Roy maybe wasn't into the game in the opening seconds. He just fanned on it. Carbonneau meets Doug Crossman. Centered in front. The deflection is a save by Jensen. Off Gainey's deflection. And here's Chelios right back in the Flyers zone. Less than a minute to go. First period. Shots are even 10 apiece. Flyers lead 1-0 as Brian Propp clears the zone for Poulin. Taken back by Carbonneau. Doug Crossman, 50-year defenseman, started his career with the Chicago Blackhawks. Now the Canadiens in control. Thomas Eriksson has the puck. Half a minute to go in the first period. Chelios. And they're just going back and forth right now.
Trying to kill some time right now and get out of this period. Montreal's been carrying the play a little bit. Ooh, bad bounce in front of Roy.
Funny, he looked so good on sub. On that one, he looked shaky. As you said, he may have hit a little rut in the ice right in front. 5 seconds to go. And the first period comes to an end. Flyers outshoot the Canadiens 11-10, get the early goal by Dave Brown. And at the end of the first period, it's the Flyers 1 and the Canadiens 0. We'll be right back with Jim Kelly and his guest, Brian.
A couple of power plays, and we didn't see that 31.1% average that they've got, but certainly if they keep getting opportunities, something should click for them. Nyland had a great chance, and I think that the key for the period for the Flyers was the play of Jensen in goal.
We talked about Dahlin and Naslund as key men, key goal scorers on the power play, but the guys on the points, Chelios and Robinson, are really the guys that they're looking for to make the shots. Okay, Jim Kelly is all set with his special guest. Let's go to Jim right now.
Watch on the left side of your screen, number 26 for the Philadelphia Flyers, the poise, the patience, the deft stick handling. Watch how long he waits until ESPN. 1-0 Philadelphia leading Montreal after one. Coming up next, Tom Mees after these messages.
And score, the Flyers 1, the Canadiens 0. One period from the Spectrum in Philadelphia, the Philadelphia Flyers 1. And the Montreal Canadiens 0. You know, Montreal scored within the first 30 seconds last night in Hartford, but it was an early goal tonight by the Philadelphia Flyers that has given them a 1-0 lead. Philly's Dave Brown, number 21, not known as a goal scorer, just throws the puck in front, and Patrick Roy, who was sensational last night in Hartford, stopping 33 shots, was not sensational on that shot, but he came back to make a big save on Philly's Dave Poulin, number 20, to keep it at 1-0. So it is Brown, Dave Brown of Philadelphia, the only scoring in the first period. It has given the Philadelphia Flyers a 1-0 lead at the Spectrum, where they are always tough to beat. But methinks that they'll need more than one goal before the night is through to defeat the Montreal Canadiens, who've been playing very good hockey of late. And that's the Hockey News, brought to you by Bud Light. Time now to go back live to our men at the Spectrum in Philadelphia, Sam Rosen and Mickey Redmond for the second period, Philadelphia and Montreal. Gentlemen.
Thanks, Tom. We are set to go here at the Spectrum as Patrick Roy leads the Canadiens back to the ice. And the rookie Roy, who's taken over as the #1 man in goal for the Canadiens. Record of 9-4 this season. Doug Sotar 3-2-2, and Steve Penny, who hasn't played, as you said, Mickey, in a couple of weeks now, is 2-4-1.
Well, Penny certainly was a story with the Canadiens last year, but as general manager Serge Savard told me, he said he just doesn't seem to have it together, and he doesn't know what to do. I think they'll carry the 3 goaltenders until somebody jumps right up and says, I've got the #1 job, and somebody will take the backup.
John Perron said before the game, one thing's for sure, Roy will be here all season long. Nyland, number 30, couldn't play the puck. Dave Richter has it. Brown stopped by Robinson. Now Poulin fires it ahead. Onside is Brian Propp across the line against Rick Green. Green blocked the shot. Robinson knocking it away, kept in by Marsh. It's Robinson again. Two-time Norris Trophy winner, Larry Robinson, 1977 and 1980. Top defenseman in the NHL. Propp along the boards, winding it to Poulin. Brown is in the circle waiting for a pass. Didn't get there.
Good job, Robinson, with the body on Poulin.
Green pass deflected by Poulin. Brown tied up by Robinson in the corner. Kicked up the boards. Propp is there. Flyers with some good pressure here, but unable to get a shot off. Carbonneau finally lifts the puck out of the zone. Dave Richter, who played at the University of Michigan, drops it back from Marsh. Propp goes across. It's intercepted by Shel Dahlin. Now across the line comes Bobby Smith. Centers, and it's broken up. Smith tries again. Walter to Smith, who's being hooked by Zezel. Marsh sends the puck around the glass. Stopped by Chelios. In front, it's Richter there to break it up for the Flyers. Now Peter Zezel. Tim Kerr comes in. Good play from behind by Ryan Walter. Used the stick pretty well.
Sure did. Put a little hook on him. Just inside the elbow. That's all it takes sometimes. You know, those small blades to throw you off stride. Even a big guy like Kerr.
Down in center, that's Mike Lawler, rookie defenseman who signed as a free agent. Across the line, Dahlin off the stick of Ryan Walter. He's looking for the puck behind the net. He's wrapped up. It's centered in front. Dahlin tries to tee up a shot. It's deflected. Comes to Murray Craven. And here comes Peter Zezel. Zezel with a feed for Thomas Eriksson. Save Roy. The rebound is wide. Craven gets it to Zezel. Zezel bumped by Bobby Smith. Worked in front for Kerr. It was blocked by Lawler. Good play by Lawler. That shot is a save. Craven with a dead-on try. Craven again. Crossman wrists it. It's deflected by the defenseman. Chelios off the side of the net and off the crossbar.
Right off the top of the post in the bar. No icing being called as Crossman goes back to get it.
Crossman carries the puck. Met in center by Lucien Deblois. Now it's Brad McCrimmon coming across the line with a wrist shot that's stopped by Roy, and he covers the rebound. 17-14 to go. Second period. Flyers still leading it 1-0.
Crossman on a shot from the point that was deflected, Sam. Bounced up off a Montreal defenseman, and right there hit the junction of the crossbar and the goalpost to keep this game 1-0 Philadelphia.
Chelios off his stick and almost into the net. Howe with a wrist shot. He scores! Tocchet screening in front. I don't know if he got a piece, but it's a Flyers goal. Looks like Mark Howe, and it's 2-0 Flyers.
Well, the all-important faceoff deep in the Montreal zone. Philadelphia winning the draw, and Howe with the wrist shot. And this time, I don't believe Patrick Roy saw this one, as it went inside the far goalpost from the left point. Mark Howe, goal number 10 on the year.
He had 2 in the win on Tuesday night against Boston. Mark Howe really playing well. We've said it before. Can't say it enough. He has got potential, I think, this season to win top defenseman in the league. What do you think, Mickey?
No question about it. It's all said and done when he keeps playing like this. Certainly going to be top consideration for the Norris Trophy.
Shot by Tremblay is deflected. Tocchet sends it up the boards. Now it's Ron Sutter. Roy off his stick. Now he plays it around the boards. Flyers are there. Ron Sutter to Tocchet. Chases down. Tremblay goes over, then shies away, and Derek Smith knocks it over to Ron Sutter. Back to Brad Marsh. Wrists it in front for Ron Sutter. It was blocked. And out comes Deblois. Ninth-year man Lucien Deblois was out for a while, about 3-4 weeks with a knee injury. Shot by Robinson is blocked. Here comes Derek Smith across the line with a drive. Saved by Roy. Robinson fires it out of the zone.
Big Larry Robinson up leading the play, Sam, in the Philadelphia zone, and he was the guy that got back and almost disrupted the 2-on-1. Actually did break it up. Long shot was not dangerous.
Flyers try again. Just over 4 minutes gone by in the second period. Flyers with a 2-0 lead. And a whistle stopped play along the near side boards. 15:48 to go.
Howe is 10th of the year at 250 for the Flyers to make it 2-0. And Ron Sutter, the faceoff man who got the draw, gets the only assist on the play. One of those faceoffs are so important down deep in the zone. Captain Gainey.
And he's been around 13 years. 4-time Selke Trophy winner as the top defensive forward in the NHL. Conn Smythe winner in the playoffs 1979 when the Canadiens beat the Rangers in 5 to win the Stanley Cup, their last Stanley Cup championship.
You know, he's never gotten as many as 50 points on a year, but what a valuable member of this hockey club.
Flyers. Dave Poulin comes in. Checked by Green. Couldn't get it to Propp, who was intercepted. Propp gets it back. Curver's on him. Propp and Curver's wrapped up. Curver's still trying to play the puck. And the Canadiens able to clear the zone. Marsh will play it. Marsh again. And back into the Flyers zone. Shots are 16-10, 5-0 thus far in the second period in the first 5 minutes for the Flyers. Canadiens without a shot on goal early in the second. Robinson. Excuse me, it's Rick Green carrying the puck. Rick Green, the first player drafted in 1976 overall, drafted by the Washington Capitals. Here's Marsh shooting it in. Green and Eklund. Up the boards, Carbonneau will take it. And now Gainey. He finds Shell Dahlin, but Crossman has him. Dahlin along the boards. Back pass shot by Chelios is high, deflected off the stick of Carbonneau. Nice play by Carbonneau from the point. It went wide. Lawler's shot. Chelios keeps it in. Pass Gainey to Carbonneau. Trying to center was blocked by Rick Sutter. Centers again, but here come the Flyers. Pelle Eklund. Athlete of the year in Sweden last year. Pelle Eklund throws it in front. It's broken up by Chelios. That's Thomas Eriksson tying up Chelios. 14:05 to go second period. Flyers now have a 2-0 lead on the Canadiens. The rookie Patrick Roy made 33 saves in Hartford last night. Has won his last 3 starts over Hartford 3-1, over Toronto 6-3, and over Detroit 10-1 when he made only 16 saves. I think the Red Wings were kind of quiet that night.
Took the night off. Took it off last night, too.
That's right.
They got whipped at home. 10-2 by the North Stars. Boy, oh boy.
What a night for Minnesota. Centered in front. Craven trying to tee up a shot. Along the boards, McPhee clearing the zone. Haven't seen all that much of Mats Naslund in the second period. Around the boards, it's Craven. Off the stick of Tim Kerr. Ilka Sinisalo is still out for Philadelphia. Flyers are offside on the play. 13:33 to go in the second period. Jim Kelly, what's coming up in college football?
Well, it's a rematch, Sam. Bowling Green looking to redeem themselves. A rematch of that '82 California Bowl, and they lost a heartbreaker to Fresno State 29-28. Both schools with great quarterbacks. Kevin Sweeney for Fresno State. He's the son of the coach Jim Sweeney. And, of course, Doug McClure for the Falcons. You've got the best seat in the house for live bowl action. The California Bowl, a battle between the only unbeatens in bowl action. Saturday, December 14th, right here exclusively on ESPN.
Who do you like in that one, Jim?
After like Fresno State, I did one of those games. Jim Sweeney, big likable Irishman, even though I went to Toledo in the MAC.
Okay. Right here, Flyers with a 2-0 lead on the Canadiens. And a quiet second period for Darren Jensen. No shots on goal for Montreal thus far. We played almost 7 minutes of the second period. Brad McCrimmon comes in, met by Peter Svoboda. Goes around him, looks to center. Svoboda's got him again. Now he centers. Shot by Smith is blocked by Robinson. Mario Tremblay. Canadiens have won 5 of their last 6. Across the line, here's Naslund. And it's blocked by Markow. Good defensive work by the Flyers.
There was. Naslund trying to make the pretty play. Montreal is getting nothing going offensively at all here in the second period. They've got to get the skating boots on with the power when they hit that Philadelphia blue line.
Here's Naslund. And Naslund, the leading scorer of the Canadiens, will try to beat Brad Marsh, who takes him out of the play. And Richter has the puck. What I like about the Flyers is the forwards help out so much.
Sure
it takes a load off the defenseman.
That's why they're so good defensively. They're back there helping out, picking up the loose wingers. Allows the Flyer defenseman to stand up at the blue line and challenge.
In comes Tom Kervers, drop pass, and Carbonneau fan. That shot by Gainey is blocked by Marsh and smothered by Jensen. 12:16 to go. Second period, Flyers 2, Canadiens nothing. Canadiens unable to get any offense going. We played almost 8 minutes of the second period and still no shots on goal in the second period for Montreal. Back at the point, wrist shot by Kervers, deflects wide. Last night in the third period, they got no shots on goal. Here's Propp across, drops to Howe for a shot. Save Roy, the rebound knocked aside by Rick Green. Nyland off his skates. Nyland picks it up. Markow has him. Markow fires it ahead. Brian Propp gets around the check of Gainey. Propp carries in and drives one. Saves one and went off his pad and trickled wide. McCrimmon tries, deflected wide of the net. Poulin centers. Propp looking to tee it up. Green pulls him down. Penalty call.
I don't know about this one.
Green for tripping. 11:34 to go. Second period. Flyers 2, Canadiens nothing.
Well, there you see it on your screen. I'm not so sure about the penalty, Sam. Green for tripping at 8:26. Let's have a look. Did he actually dump him, or what happened? He got
that leg
foot behind him.
That's
Right. He got the foot behind him and the arm in front of him. Second look at it. Indeed, he did wrap Brian Propp up, but Green unhappy about the call. Flyers are 0 for 1 so far in the power play.
Flyers with a 2-0 lead. Dave Brown and Markow the goal scorers. 11:34 to go in the second period. And Canadiens trying to clear and do it. Just out of the zone. Pelly Eklund number 9, leaving it for Howe. Now Tim Kerr, 25 goals this season. Tim Kerr leading the NHL in goals scored. And in power play goals with 15. NHL record is 28. Shared by Bossy and Esposito. Mike Bossy and Phil Esposito. Icing call. That puck shot in from the Flyers side of the red line.
Very critical part of this hockey game right now. The way, as you pointed out, Sam, the Flyers playing defense with their forwards coming back and Jensen having a good night. If they could pop one here on the Canadiens, it might be all over for them, trailing by 3. So they really hope they can hold the Flyers down here with the extra man.
Rookie Pelly Eklund, he's starting to make a good contribution for the Philadelphia Flyers. And Mark Howe in his 7th season in the NHL. After some big years in the WHA. Played with the Hartford Whalers. This is his 4th season with the Philadelphia Flyers. He scored 20, 19, and 18 goals in his first 3 seasons with the Flyers. Shot by Robinson, saved by Jensen. First shot on goal in the 2nd period for the Canadiens, who played almost 9 minutes.
He's very sure of himself, doesn't he, Jensen?
Jensen standing up nicely. Jensen was called up following the tragic accident involving Tully Lindbergh. And now with Rose nursing a groin pull, Jensen seeing a lot of action. He's 5-2 on the season. Tully Eklund trying to come out of the corner. Robinson nudges it away. Picked up by Propp. Propp looks around. Big Kerr is in front. Chelios is looking at him. Feet for Kerr. He scores. Just that easy.
26 on the year.
6-piece power play goal for number 12. That's not Tim Kerr. He's out on the ice. There he is.
You called it, Sam. Kerr was just lurking in behind the defenseman. And Philadelphia certainly looking for him. Eklund spots him. Sees Chelios there with his back to him. You can't do that. And Big Kerr with the reach just slammed it in the open net. They do that so often and so well. There's a good look at it from a high angle. Get Kerr back there out of the way of the defenseman. See, Kerr, if he stays back that direction, and he forces the Canadian guy to stay with him, Eklund can come out of the corner and try to score from the short side.
What would you do? Would you put a big defenseman right up in his face and stay with him?
Not much you can really do there. They got the extra man, and that's what they did. They moved the puck around the outside, created a 2-on-1 with Eklund, and Kerr and the Montreal defenseman has paid off.
Beautiful play. Flyers get the power play goal and lead 3-0 with 10:25 to go in the 2nd period. Tom Kervers off the stick of Bobby Smith, and it's found by Doug Crossman. Rick Green's pass goes astray. The Flyers get it back. Tim Kerr now lost it to DeBlois. DeBlois surrounded, gets it to Shell Dahlin. Dahlin comes in front, save Jensen. Good move by the rookie Shell Dahlin. Flyers come out. 3-on-3 rush. This is Murray Craven across the line. Craven centers for Kerr, broken up by Kervers. Maybe Roy got a stick on it. DeBlois in center. And Thomas Eriksson breaks it up. Craven comes across the line. Green is there. Drops to Kerr with a shot. Save Roy. Boy, he's got a quick snapshot.
Sure does.
Good hands. Tim Kerr, big guy. He is well coordinated. What a scorer. Here comes Craven again. Flyers continue to apply the pressure on the Canadiens. They have outshot the Canadiens 11-2 here in the 2nd period. Have added to their lead. It's 3-0 as Dave Poulin comes across. Brown heads for the net. Centered for Brown. It's through. And Ryan Walter clears the zone. But Marsh is there to break it up. Tom Kervers goes over. And it's deflected up into the crowd with 9:04 to go in the 2nd period. Flyers lead 3-0. Jim Kelly, let's have a little history on hockey.
All right, Sam, December 12, 1985, but let's go back December 12, 1971. This man, the great Bobby Hull, logged his 1,000th career point. It was an assist, and it was a 5-3 Chicago win against Minnesota. It was Bobby Hull's 909th game. He didn't have much of a cannon, did he, Mick, when he pulled the trigger?
Bobby Hull could fire him. I remember the days when Hull and Nikita and the boys from Chicago started with the curved sticks, and at that time in the NHL there was no rule on how big the curve could be, and I'll tell you, the pucks used to do some funny thing.
Mickey,
drop shots and knuckleballs.
Who had the hardest shot that you ever played against?
You're looking at him on the screen a moment ago. I think Bobby Hull definitely, he certainly had it all going for him. Wrist shot and slap shot both. Imagine those goaltenders, Sam, in those days, and Jim, no masks, and that puck used to come in there and deke and dive and knuckleball and do all kinds of funny things.
How would you compare your shot to Bobby?
No comparison. Bobby Hull, I tell you, was so strong.
He's a rancher up. He's a rancher up in Canada now, right?
He used to be. I don't know if he's still in the business, but he used to throw hay bales around, those 80-pound hay bales, and work out in the summertime. He was a great one to watch.
He didn't lift the weights, just lifted the hay.
That's right.
Just under 9 minutes to go, 2nd period. Mark Howe plays the boards. Kept in by Naslund. Centered and broken up by Tocchet. There's the forward coming back. McCrimmon sending it around. Kept in by Lawler. Walter shoots toward the net. Jensen is there to stop it. And it's cleared out of the zone. Ron Sutter is tied up. Across the line, stopping play, they're offside. 8:34 to go in the second period. 3-0 Flyers leading it. What's coming up in college basketball, Jim?
Well, we've got a little double dribble action, I guess, Sam. College basketball super season, a dynamic doubleheader on ESPN featuring Pittsburgh at West Virginia, number 8 ranked Kentucky at number 6 Kansas. It all starts at 7 o'clock Eastern time on Saturday night, December 14th, live right here on ESPN. Mickey, if you can, maybe analyze the power play that the Flyers scored on versus Montreal's power play that's been ill-fated tonight.
Well, the Flyers came to play. Basically, Jim, Montreal so far has not got enough people in red jerseys that came out to play here tonight, and that's why the Flyers are leading 3-0.
Saying they like the intensity tonight, huh?
You betcha. Very few of the Canadians are really going in that offensive zone with any authority, and you've got to do that, especially when you're on the road and especially when you're in this building, because you know the Flyers are going to come to play in this building 99% of the time. Funny game in the NHL, and that's given night anybody can beat anybody. And same team, same numbers, same players.
And this is an important game for Montreal because they were on the good stretch. They climbed into a tie for second place, just 2 points behind the Nordiques, who are trailing Boston in the second period 1-0. So it's an important game if they want to battle for first place in the division.
Normally they play pretty well in this building. Now, mind you, they played last night in Hartford, winning 3-1. I don't know how much that has to do with it. I wouldn't think a whole lot. Not with the way they're used to playing and traveling in this league these days. But the Flyers were an off night last night.
Intercept by Dave Brown. Hasn't been a very physical game. And Svoboda couldn't keep it in. Poulin comes out. Robinson is back. Poulin across the line against Larry Robinson. And Robinson doing the job. Loose puck. Brown gets it to Props. Brown goes in front, but it's intercepted at the side of the net by Carbonneau. And he sends out Peter Svoboda. 7:45 to go in the second period. 3-0 Flyers. Gainey in the corner. Back pass. Shot by Robinson, deflected wide of the net. In behind the net, it's Carbonneau. Centers, it's off a skate. Nyland trying to stuff it in, and Jensen wouldn't let him do it.
Oh, Jensen sitting on his rear end. He moved forward just in case that puck had gotten underneath, but they couldn't tell anyway. But Nyland found himself all alone as Carbonneau did some good work in the corner, but the Flyers that time just laid off him. There's 30 Nyland going for the front of the net. Carbonneau just drills it into the crease area. It bounced off of Brad Marsh. And Chris Nyland with a double whack at it. Could not get it by Jensen. Crowd's very appreciative of the play by Jensen.
Not known for his goal scoring. He did score 21 last season, but could not beat Darren Jensen.
The 13 was a 14, 15 shots now. 2 by Nyland right there. But the Canadians have had very few real good scoring chances. They're just not creating them offensively. And the Flyers, again, are tough in their own zone. So you've got to come to play when you come and play these Flyers in their own blue line.
When it's not happening like that, is it necessary for the team, the offensive team, or the Canadians in this case, to start taking the body a little more and start to get aggressive?
Well, they're not doing that, Sam. That's one of the things. But they're, the thing is, they don't have to play the body that much. They just got to go in there and sacrifice themselves, take a check to make a play, if you will, and they haven't been doing that so far.
Zezel's pass for Kerr just beyond him. Kerr after the puck. Icing was called. Kerr thought he got there first, but the linesman, Pat DePuzzo, said no. Tom Curvers put the stick on it first. Tim Curry doesn't believe it. 60-year man. This man was signed as a free agent by the Philadelphia Flyers. His last 2 seasons, he's had 54 goals in each season. This year, he's heading for even more.
Does he get it, or doesn't he get it? Yes, he does get it. Should have been onside. And that's why Tim Kerr was upset. You know, the most upsetting thing about that really is you go down there and you do all that work for nothing as it ends up. And that's what they really get upset about. The play had gone right to the Montreal Canadiens anyway, but Kerr says, listen, if I'm going to fight my brains out all the way down the ice and wrestle with this guy and get to it, at least you can do is see it. They lose the battle this time.
Zezel and Smith on the draw with 7:05 to go. Make it 7 minutes now in the second period. McPhee with the feed. Bobby Smith comes in, and Jensen makes the stop, coming out to cut down the angle. Jensen standing up very well.
He sure was. That's a fine play by McPhee as he saw Smith cut in behind him for the drop pass.
Kerr comes across the line. Met by Rick Green. big guys along the boards. Canadiens come out. Bobby Smith. Left wing feed is for Curvers. Drops it back to Smith, who shoots wide on the far side. Murray Craven. One-time first-round draft pick of the Detroit Red Wings. Murray Craven beats Zezel. Score! Peter Zezel driving one past Patrick Roy. 4-0 Flyers.
Patrick Roy is upset, and I think he's upset at himself. He wasn't ready. This one again set up right at the blue line. There's the quick shot. Now see, Roy comes out like he's looking at his defenseman. If the play was to continue with the replay, and he looked at his defenseman like, guys, I can't see the puck, but he's looking for excuses on this one. There's no way, like the first goal that Dave Brown scored, he was not screened on the play, but the shot was taken immediately, a one-time shot, and Roy was not ready for it. It's 4-0 Flyers.
Peter Zezel, second-year man, had a fine rookie season last year. 64 points, I believe it was, for Peter Zezel in his rookie season. Picks up his 5th goal of the season. Three goals here in the second period for the Philadelphia Flyers. Zezel had 61 points last year in 65 games, 15 goals. Jensen pokes into the corner. That's Ryan Walter, centered for Tremblay. Out at the point, Lawler's shot is wide, and Ron Sutter has it. Drops it off for Crossman. Just under 6 minutes to go in the second period. Ron Sutter hustling after it, but just missed. Flyers just don't stop. They just work and work. Tuck it to Sutter. Sutter's shot deflects wide. Here's Derek Smith with a shot to save Roy. And the crease. It was knocked aside by Roy. And finally, the Canadiens come out. Mario Tremblay, number 14, with Ryan Walter. Shot by Tremblay is wide. Naslund along the boards. Derek Smith battles with Naslund. It's worked out of the zone. Now it's Peter Svoboda coming across the line. Dropped to Naslund. Got it wide of the net. Svoboda taken out of the play by Crossman. Svoboda gets it back, looking in front. His shot is a save. Naslund was stopped by Jensen. Good anticipation by Jensen. Another shot deflected. Penalty called on the Flyers.
Great stop by Jensen.
4:57 to go in the second period. Flyers 4, Canadiens nothing.
Ron Sutter gets the call for the Flyers. He put a pretty good cross-check on Chris Nyland. He gets the call for interference. It could have been one of the two, as Nyland was dumped to the left of Jensen. What a great save by Jensen on little Mats Naslund just a moment before the penalty stand to keep this game scoreless on the Canadian side of the ledger. They're 0 for 2 so far in the power play. See what they can do.
Here's Chelios. Couldn't control the pass. Kept it in the zone, though. Coming into the game, Canadiens were number 1 on the power play in the NHL. Flyers number 3 in the NHL in penalty killing. Shell Dahlin with a puck along the boards. Back to Robinson. Now Dahlin. And Robinson. Dahlin in the slot off the skate of Naslund. Chelios' shot is blocked by McCrimmon. And Poulin fanned on the clearing pass. Kept in by Chelios. Howe in the corner with Dahlin. Ryan Walter comes over. Now it's Naslund in front for the shot. He scores.
Nice goal.
Quickie, Mats Naslund. Oh, he is quick.
Wasn't that pretty?
21st goal of the year, 11th power play goal. Jean Perron, the coach of the Canadiens, likes it.
It didn't take too long with the extra man. Lots of little moves by Naslund. He said, I've had enough of this throwing the puck around. He came out. He knew exactly what he wanted to do. He put it to a spot and felt if I get it where I want it, it may go in the net. You see Jensen will leave the goalpost just a little bit as Naslund comes out in front, and Matt picked the top corner. A perfect shot by the little man.
That's Naslund in his 4th year in the NHL. Had 42 goals last season. He now has 21 this season.
Well, that's the first time we've really seen Montreal or anybody on that club offensively take charge, and it took the little guy Naslund to do it.
He's got quick feet and quick hands, and he used them both.
They're going to need a lot more than that, though, to get back into this hockey game.
4-1 Flyers lead it as Gainey centers across for Carbonneau. Carbonneau plays the board in the near corner. Nyland sending it around past Carbonneau, and Polyeklund will pick it up and clear the zone.
15:40, the time of the goal by Mats Naslund, his 21st, a power play goal. Ryan Walter and Shell Dahlin get the assist on the play.
Brown with a bump at the line, but Robinson able to take it back. Carbonneau across the line, drives one off the blocker of Jensen. Up the boards, kept in by Svoboda. Nice feed of Carbonneau in front for Nyland, who was tied up by Marsh. Proth bangs it out of the zone. 3:25 to go. Second period. Flyers 4, Canadiens 1. Carbonneau dropped to Naslund. Naslund comes in, being hooked from behind. Svoboda didn't get much on that shot. Robinson with Eklund on him. Matt Naslund will be Jim Kelly's guest following the second period. Naslund comes across the line, dropping it off. Robinson sends it around. Darren Jensen stops the puck. Zezel. Broken up by Curvers. Canadiens still in the zone. Flyers play the puck, though. The offside is waved off. Two-line pass whistled against Montreal. 2:43 to go, second period. Flyers 4, Canadiens 1. Mats Naslund with a power play goal, getting the Canadiens on the board. Tim Kerr also has a power play goal in this game. Flyers lead 4-1. Dave Brown, Mark Howe, Peter Zezel have also scored for Philadelphia. Zezel has the puck. Off the stick of Dahlin. Canadiens have got some fine young talent. A couple of them are out right now. They've without Stefan Richer, fine rookie. Flyer fans want a penalty as Zezel was pulled down. Smith trying to center. Crossman has the puck. Another fine youngster, Sergio Momesso, went out with a knee injury. He's out for the season. Thomas Eriksson throwing it across. 2 minutes to go in the second period. Roy stops the puck, drops it off for Rick Green. Dahlin, another one of those fine rookies that the Canadiens have.
He played well tonight. He's one of the few Canadiens that has stuck his nose in and gone down in there to try to get some offense going as the puck is dumped out of play by Curvers.
1:45 to go in the second period. I want to know what Jim Kelly has lined up for us. Jim?
Well, we had number 26, Brian Propp of the Flyers on, so we'll stay in numerical sequence. Number 26, Mats Naslund of the Canadiens. He's got the only Montreal score. He'll be here. Also, we'll check in at Sports Center and Tom Eaves with scores and highlights around the NHL tonight. Mickey, a question for you. When you played and you were going up against a rookie goaltender, were there little tricks you could do to try to bother and intimidate him when you got into the game?
I don't know there was really any tricks, Jimmy, but you shoot the puck as much as you can and try to get the goaltender off his game. Young man in there. It's probably the toughest position in the NHL to play, especially for a rookie. And I think the key is just to get the shots on goal. Look at Dave Brown's goal. Howe's goal was just a regular shot on goal. You've got to get the puck in the net.
Flyers are offside on the play with 1:31 to go. There's Mark Howe. Fourth year with the Flyers. He's just gotten better and better each year. He's coming over in the trade with the Hartford Whalers.
He'll be in the All-Star game in Hartford, February
4th.
February 4th, right. Thank you, Sam.
And you'll see that game right here on ESPN. The NHL All-Star game. Dave Brown with a puck centering. That shot off the pad of Rouen right through the crease. Good shot by Poulin. Brown. Poulin gets the pass. Lawler on him. Brown has the puck in the corner. He's bumped by Carbonneau. And a quick whistle stops play. 1:10 to go. Let's check the scoreboard. Jim Kelly, what's going on in the NHL?
Well, in Boston tonight, Riggins between the pipes for the Bruins. Belichick for Quebec. Courtnall got his third goal of the year, and the Bruins are leading the Nordiques 1-0 midway through period number 2. Tom Eaves will have scores and highlights a little bit later. And, of course, Mats Naslund will be our guest at the end of period number 2 here in Philadelphia, where the Flyers hold that 4-1 lead over Montreal. Flying Frenchman, not flying at all, Mick.
Well, I'll tell you, another bunch of flying Frenchmen. The Quebec Nordiques, even though they're trailing tonight, have been playing very well.
Won 6 in a row. Malarchuk has played well in goal. He had those back-to-back shutouts over Boston.
They went bad for a little while. Michel Bergeron, the coach, was out.
And it's in! Poulin deflecting it in off Roy. You should have seen Roy just pound the ice in frustration after that puck deflected in off him. Let's see it again.
Right off the face-off again, Sam, and Poulin just went straight for the net. Look, nobody played the body. A little flip by Poulin hit the post, and he just followed it up and tipped in his own rebound.
Hustling Dave Poulin with his 11th goal of the season. And it's 5-1 Philadelphia. They just out-hustled the Canadiens.
No question about it. Right off the face-off, nobody touched Poulin. He was allowed to walk right in, and quite honestly, at this point, I'm surprised that Perron does not make a goaltending change, because Patrick Roy does not look sharp at all tonight for Montreal.
Steve Penny is the backup goalie tonight. Doug Stotart not dressed. Penny hasn't played in weeks, and I don't know if Perron has lost confidence in him. It appears that way.
Well, this is the kind of thing that Savard was telling us before the game. You get a guy that'll go strong for a few games, and then boom, he has a bad night. As you spoke about the Sotard situation, he lost a game, and out he came.
Right.
Roy has just not been sharp tonight. A couple of bad goals. But he hasn't had a whole lot of help from his mates either.
No way that should have happened on a play like that.
The guy should never be able to walk in from a face-off like that. You got a centerman and two defensemen.
Here's a 3-on-1. Craven, feed for Zezel, save Roy. And Nyland drives it all the way down. Flyers looking for more. Icing is called with 7 seconds to go in the period. And everything breaking down for Montreal.
Boy, 3-on-1 Flyers and a very good scoring chance for Zezel. He blasted it. Roy gets the right pad on it, and the rebound went right back between the feet. So Peter Zezel, Big Kerr, just standing there waiting for a little bit of garbage.
Just hoping it would drop off his way. Here's a nice pass from Craven to Zezel.
It was, yeah. That's a perfect example, 3-on-1. Not much the defenseman can do, but try to stay in the middle like that. So as bad as Roy has looked on a couple of goals, he can look great on chances like that. But the Peter Zezel, who has 1 goal tonight already. Poulin got his 11th here at 18:54. Unassisted.
I was about to say Zezel is 5'9", but 200 pounds. He's strong and a real good hustling player.
As I mentioned, he plays soccer professionally in the summertime back in Canada. He's very good with those feet.
One more try. Kerr on the rebound. He scores with 2 seconds to go in the period.
Well, that'll put the lights out. 6-1.
Wow.
Top corner for Timmy Kerr. And again off a faceoff. This is the 3rd goal tonight. The Flyers have scored off the faceoff. Shot by McCrimmon. Saved by Roy. And watch him. He goes down. Right there he goes down. Watch. There. Down he goes in the knees. Big Kerr spots that top corner. 2nd of the night. 27th on the year. And that'll do it as the faceoff is a center ice with 2 seconds left, and the Flyers all going their way in the 2nd period.
In the last minute and 6 seconds of the period, the Flyers get 2 goals. Here it is again. Watch number 12, Kerr, go to the net.
See, first of all, Roy gives up a rebound. He might have been able to catch that puck and didn't. He just let the rebound go. No Montreal defenseman there. There's Big Kerr. Roy goes down. 6-1 Flyers, and Katie bar the door.
Wow. All Flyers, they score 5 goals in the 2nd period. Flyers at the end of 2, leading Montreal 5-1.
Nothing Philadelphia after 1, but 5 goals by the Flyers, 3 off the faceoffs, 2 in the last 76 seconds, and the only Montreal goal we'll show you right here. Watch the work of number 26, Mats Naslund, as he gets his 21st goal of the year. In fact, in his last 6 games, he's had 6 goals and 5 assists. This the only Montreal goal against the Flyers as he beats Jensen right there. That cut it to a 4-1 deficit, but again, the Flyers scored 2 times in the last 76 seconds, and they lead 6-1. Mats Naslund, our guest here on ESPN. Before we talk about this game, let's go back last night. You had the game winner against the Hartford Whalers, but unbelievable statistics. 34 shots for the Whalers and 15 for Montreal, yet you win the game 3-1.
Well, I know we got outshot by them, but I doubt it was that much because I know I had a shot in the 3rd and didn't register any shot for us. But Hartford played a good game. We got great goaltending from Patrick Roy, and we had a little bit of luck.
Kind of an un-Montreal-like performance tonight. In your last 6 games, you've won 5, dropped just 1, and a little flat.
Well, giving up 3 goals from face-off, that shows that the team are sleeping, and I don't know why. Maybe we were satisfied with the win last night, and hopefully going to come up with a big 3rd period because we need that for the next game.
How would you assess the play of this young goaltender for the Philadelphia Flyers, Darren Jensen?
Well, he's playing solid, and he always makes the first save, and the rebound they clear very good. Brad March and those guys are very good defense to clear the rebounds, and it makes the goaltending job easier.
Is it tougher to beat a stand-up goaltender than to beat one that will go down and try to smother the puck?
Definitely. A stand-up goalie is a lot tougher to beat than the guys who is swimming a lot.
You see any Bernie Perrant influence, the goaltender coach here for Philadelphia?
Well, honest to God, I've never seen Bernie Perrant play, but I know Pelle Lindbergh was a copy of him, and I guess that helps the team when you have a good goalie coach.
When you've got a rookie goaltender going against you, Mats, are there little tricks you can play? Are there some intimidation you can throw at him early to try to unnerve him a little bit?
No, the goalie he's ready to play in the league. He's not a regular rookie. It's tough to get him out of balance.
You are 4th in the National Hockey League in scoring right now. Do you have any personal goals as you approach the All-Star game?
No, it's my only personal goal is try to get a point a game, and that means 80 points. And right now I'm ahead of that, but I know it's a long season and it's going to be tougher times.
Well, you got your 21st goal tonight and 20 assists. Stay healthy. And for being our guest on ESPN, Mats Naslund gets the stylish Loris sports watch. It also keeps time in French. Loris, the official timepiece of ESPN. 6-1, the Flyers in front of Montreal after 2. Coming up, ESPN Sports Center after these messages.
After one period of play, they scored 5 times to take a commanding 6-1 lead. We don't have time to show you all the goals, so let's go with a couple of the goals scored in this game. First of all, Montreal got it back in the game a little bit. They were trailing 4-0 when their all-star from Sweden, Mats Naslund, scores the first goal for the Canadiens on the power play to make it 4-1. But then Philly's Dave Poulin, off the face-off, puts in his own rebound to make it 5-1 Philadelphia. Philly has 3 goals tonight off the face-off situation. Then defenseman Brad McCrimmon over to Tim Kerr. Watch McCrimmon passing to Kerr. Kerr has Patrick Roy, the goaltender, at his mercy, and makes no mistake, his 27th goal of the year, and it is all the Philadelphia Flyers. They lead the Canadiens by a score of 6-1. The NHL All-Star Game will come up, of course, at the Hartford Civic Center in Hartford, Connecticut on February 4th. The Wales Conference leading vote-getters right now at left wing, Brian Propp. A little bit of a lead over Michel Goulet. A bit of a surprise there at right wing. Mike Bossy of the Islanders leads Tim Kerr. Also a bit of a surprise there. At center, no surprise, Mario Lemieux way ahead of Bob Carpenter. In the defensive back line of the Wales Conference, it's Ray Bork. Even though he's injured now, he should be well in plenty of time for the All-Star game. Leading Rod Langway, and goaltender, well, nice gesture by the NHL fans. The late Pelle Lindbergh still has the top vote-getting totals in the goaltender voting in the Wales Conference. Tom Barrasso, of course, will start if things keep up the way they are for the Wales Conference. Now, in the Campbell Conference, the top 2 vote-getters at left wing, Glenn Anderson of the Edmonton Oilers and John Ogrodnik of the Detroit Red Wings. At right wing, Yari Curry of the Oilers and Ron Duguay of the Red Wings. At center, who else? Wayne Gretzky, the Oilers, almost a 100,000 vote lead over Dale Howardchuk. And on the defensive back line, it'll be Paul Coffey of the Oilers. At this point, he's way ahead of Doug Wilson of the Blackhawks. The goalies, Grant Fuhr and Andy Moog, both of the Edmonton Oilers. Well, we'll see if the Montreal Canadiens can do what Matt Naslund said they had to do, and that is have a good third period. We'll see about that from the Spectrum in a moment.
And live at the Spectrum in Philadelphia, where the Flyers have a 6-1 lead on the Montreal Canadiens. Okay, former Canadien, you're down by a large margin. How do you play this third period?
Well, Matt Naslund indicated to Jim Kelly, they just want to have a good third period to carry it on further. In other words, they almost are saying this game is over. But indeed, 6-1 Philadelphia. We talked about a goaltending change. It has happened. Steve Penny is in goal for the Canadiens, replacing Patrick Roy.
His first game since November the 20th, when he played against the Edmonton Oilers and lost in overtime 5-4. Carbonneau sending it out. Gainey taps it over to Chris Nyland. Nyland across the line. Brad Marsh meets him. Drop for Gainey is taken away by Richter. Flyers are a team that really just works from the opening face-off. Coming into this game, Flyers had 21 wins, tied with Edmonton for the most wins in the NHL. And an important game for the Flyers because the Washington Capitals, who are playing so well, have closed to within 5 points of the Flyers in first place in the Patrick Division with 2 games in hand on Philadelphia. Nice moves by Pelle Eklund. Eklund against Svoboda, but he left the puck behind him. Kept in by Rich Sutter. Robinson around for Gainey. Rich Sutter right on him. Driven in high by Carbonneau. Canadiens change. Puck thrown across, played by Dahlin. Now it's Mike McPhee trying to get out in front. The back pass to Chelios. Chelios with a save by Jensen. Good low drive, and Jensen with a pad save. Bo Berglund hasn't seen much ice time. He's tied up by Chelios. Trying to center it in front. Now it's Zezel centering. Just missed connection with Rich Sutter. Rich Sutter over there to play it. Bobby Smith, number 15, works the puck free and clears the zone. In comes Shell Dahlin. Dahlin against Markow. Nice drop for Chelios. Save Jensen. A deflection coming in, and Peter Zezel takes it back for the Flyers. Controlled by the Canadiens. Bobby Smith was upended by Rich Sutter. And Smith is on top of the puck with 17:54 to go, third period. Flyers 6, Canadiens 1.
This gift is for a friend of mine, so he won't feel alone at Christmas time.
Remember the true spirit of Christmas on Kodacolor VR films. Kodak.
24-year-old Steve Penny has taken over in goal for the Canadiens. Last season played 54 games, was 26, 18, and 8 with the fourth best goals against average in the NHL, 3.08. This season he struggled.
That's the way it's been happening around the NHL. Sam, with a lot of the young goaltenders, they have one very good year, and then boom, they have problems. Look at Beaupre in Minnesota. He had problems a year after he had a great year, and down to the minors and so on. Tough position for the young people to play.
Rick Tocchet trying to work his way in front. The backhander was deflected by Rick Green. Green checked by Ron Sutter. Good work by Ron Sutter in the corner. Pushes it ahead for Erickson. He's tied up with Matt Naslund. Ron Sutter still digging. That's Curvers lifting the puck high and out of the zone, but up into the crowd. The faceoff be back in the Montreal zone.
And not to indicate, Sam, by any means that Donnie Beaupre is the only one that's had those problems. There's been several examples around the NHL, but you know, goaltending historically, there have been a lot of older players. There still is a few with the Glenn Resch's around, Ronnie Lowe's with Edmonton that play, but it's very, very difficult for a young man to come in and play consistently well year after year right off the bat. And I think that's why Sully Lindbergh was so important to this Flyer hockey club. He did play very, very consistently.
Ron Sutter, one of 6 Sutter brothers in the NHL, and this guy is just playing better and better. Last year seemed to come into his own. This is his 3rd year in the NHL. Good skater, tough man along the board.
Loves the corners.
Loves to dig. First-round draft pick in '82 of the Flyers, the 4th player chosen overall. Rich Sutter was the 10th player chosen that year. That shot went wide by Tocchet. He was chosen by Pittsburgh and came over in a trade. Coming down is Joe Cordish, number 31. First time he's seen the ice. The shot went wide by Deblois.
Played by Cordish.
Crossman sending it around to Thomas Erickson. And Ron Sutter sends it back into the Canadian zone. Stopped by Penny. Penny really made a name for himself the year before last in the playoffs when he came up.
Yes, he did.
And played so well.
Montreal was a surprise team last year. They didn't expect to finish as high as they did. They had a very, very good year.
Robinson recovers the puck in center ice. 16:25 to go in the 3rd period as Bo Berglund comes across. Drops it off for Eklund. The shot is gloved by Penny. Holds it at the side of the net.
Scott Cordish out there for the first time in the hockey game. Born in Edmonton, played for Seattle and Portland in his junior days. And last year in junior hockey, the young man had 227 minutes in penalties. Very tough kid. Defenseman, really. He's up there playing the right wing. Made a fine play.
Yeah. Good setup for Deblois. Penny, looking at Penny's numbers, 4.91 goals against average. And last year he was 3.08.
Big difference.
Yes, it is. Poulin wins the draw. Dave Brown along the boards. Lawler, number 38 for Montreal, in the corner. And a quick whistle by the referee, Dan Maruelli, stops play. Flyers had 17 shots on goal in the 2nd period. ESPN, your network for exclusive America's Cup coverage. America's Cup 87. Bring back the cup is the cry.
How much money? They talk about spending $100 million.
A lot of millions.
Boy.
Backhanded in front. It's loose in the slot and poked on goal, and Penny gloves it. Lawler is sending it around the boards for Gainey. Brown comes over.
Sounds like you need a few bucks to get into that business.
Tough club to break into. Lawler. Well, maybe me and you should get together and build a boat. This Carbonneau coming in. They're offside. 15:43 to go in the third period. Look at Guy Carbonneau. Speedy player, good defensive player, good penalty killer. His 4th year in the NHL.
Carbonneau with, again, another one of those half plastic masks. I think we're going to see an awful lot more of that type of situation. Montreal has had 2 problems with eyes.
Mondeau retired.
Mondeau was the last one. And John Hamel, 2 years ago, had an eye injury. And Serge Savard has tried to get all his players to wear that half mask.
Do you think those masks encourage more stick work?
In some cases they do. I know that's the big kick against them, but it's tough. Boy, you protect every other part of your body. Now we're seeing 90% of the players with helmets protecting the head, and I think it's just a matter of time with the eyes. I think it's less stick work when you're involved with a half mask rather than that big screen.
Bobby Smith trying to center. It was deflected by Jensen, and the Flyers come out. Murray Craven. Right side is Kerr. Craven looking, centering for Zezel, was knocked away. Good play by Mike McPhee coming back. Craven tries again. Zezel behind the net. Looking for Kerr. It's knocked aside. Craven goes over. But the Canadiens come out. Sheldon, number 20. In the middle, Bobby Smith. Smith, the one-time Minnesota North Star. Backhands it ahead. Kerr knocks it down.
Good play by Kerr. Puck would have gone right through to Deline if Kerr hadn't knocked it down.
Flyers still playing defensively.
They are. They will not stop that.
They score the goals, but it's a good defensive team. Coming into the game, 4th best in the NHL. Curver's getting it ahead. It's past Bobby Smith. And down comes Tim Kerr. He's got 2 goals already. Wrist shot is high and wide. In 2 games against the Canadiens, Kerr has 4 goals. Guess he likes to play Montreal. Penny knocks it aside. Mats Naslund.
Here's the guy that came to play right there, Naslund.
He hustles. Smith along the boards. Ryan Walter tying him up, knocking him down. Ron Sutter. Derek Smith gets out of the zone. Naslund takes it back. Mario Tremblay, as we mentioned, bothered by a sore shoulder, was questionable for tonight's game. But after skating in the warm-up, said he could go. Icing is called. 13:58 remains. Third period. Flyers 6. Canadiens 1.
If you just ask for a light beer,
Give me a light.
You never know what you'll get.
Dogs. No, actually, Bud Light.
So if you want the less filling light beer with the first name and taste, ask for Bud Light.
Yours? No.
Because everything else
Give me a light. Showtime.
is just a light.
Flyers with a big lead. 5 goals in the second period. Helped put them there. Pelle Eklund, the rookie from Sweden, has 6 goals, 13 assists, 19 points.
The makeshift line for the Canadiens. Sam Skrudland at center with young John Cordish on the right wing and Lucien Deblois on the left.
This could be the first ice that Skrudland has seen in this game. Back pass to Chelios. I don't remember calling his name. Lawler throwing it through, deflected into the corner. Skrudland comes over. Another rookie. The center, Brian Skrudland. Battle in the corner. Marsh and Cordish are tied up. Skrudland comes in. Whistle stops play. 13:39 to go in this third period. There's more NHL action right here on ESPN Sunday night at 8:30 Eastern Time, live from Chicago Stadium, when the Blackhawks take on the Detroit Red Wings. It's anybody's race in the Norris division this year. The Blackhawks, they've got a lot of talent on that team, and certainly the Red Wings too. John O'Grodnik, Ron Duguay, Steve Yzerman.
Got more than they're showing. There's no doubt about it, Sam. They have struggled early. The Hawks, of course, involved with that very large shootout.
Wow.
With the Edmonton Oilers last night. Gretzky had 7 assists. The final score was 12-9 Edmonton.
I'll tell you, anytime you get a chance to see Savard play, that's a treat.
You got that right. He's worth the price of admission by himself.
Icing called on the Canadiens.
Last Sunday we had, of course, Chicago at Edmonton, a 4-3 final Oilers, and Savard went down with an ankle injury early in that hockey game, and kid played very well for the Hawks up to that point. Of course, he usually does. He comes to play, that young man.
Lucien Dec.12 just recently returned from a knee injury. Started his career with the New York Rangers. Was a first-round draft pick. Played a couple of years for the Rangers. Went to Colorado for a couple of years. 3 years in Winnipeg. This is his second season with the Canadiens. Bothered by injuries last season and again this season. 2 years ago, scored 34 goals for Winnipeg.
Talk about all those teams. What's that Hank Snow song? I've been everywhere. A few guys around that can sing that song.
13-19 to go in the third period. Philadelphia Flyers looking for their second straight win and their third in their last 4 games. Gainey stops and shoots. It's blocked by Richter. Nyland throws it across. Kerber shoots. It's blocked. And the Flyers come out. Almost a 3-on-2. Poulin takes it across. Top goes for the net. The centering pass is off the skate of Kerber's. Dave Brown winds it to Poulin.
Montreal, Sam, just not checking. They're just standing back and watching the Flyers play.
Poulin to Prop. Prop looking. Backhands it through. Richter has the puck in the corner. Centers for Poulin.
Looks like a power
for Prop. Deflected wide. That's right.
Looks like a power play.
And you're exactly right. Montreal not checking anyone.
No. Can't win in this league when you don't check.
12:30 to go. Third period. Rick Green. Sheldon lifting it in. And Richter plays it off the board. Well, that Bruins Nordique score still standing up 1-0 Boston in the third period. That's a big one as far as the Adams division is concerned, with Quebec in first place, 2 points ahead of both Boston and Montreal. Across the line comes Dahlin, meets Doug Crossman, drops it off. Nobody there. Dahlin has to play it again. Zessel will come out. Knocked down by Svoboda. Bobby Smith for Sheldon. And now Larry Robinson comes forward. Left side feed for McPhee. Saved by Jensen. Smith with a back pass to Svoboda. Now to Smith. Centers for Dahlin. On to McPhee. Moving the puck pretty well here. Zessel lost his stick and kicks it out. Good soccer man. There he is.
Well, he got that one in finally.
Craven to Kerr. Cutting for the net. Run. Sutter knocked away. Craven picks it up. Ron Sutter with the puck. Robinson on him. Stick checking him.
Yep.
Back pass. McCrimmon's shot deflected in the corner. Kerr checked by Svoboda. Now it's Ron Sutter all alone in front. Just missed by Craven. It was deflected by Svoboda. And here's Montreal across the line. Dahlin offside. Montreal on the left wing. 10:48 to go. Third period. Flyers 6. Canadiens 1.
Now look at that Peter Zessel play right there. He had lost his stick, and there's a little soccer kick. Perfect pass to a teammate. You can bet the Flyers will be trying to set up Timmy Kerr for that hat-trick goal. He's got 2 already, 27 on the year. Game is long gone by now, as Montreal just standing around for the most part watching the Flyers play. And you can bet the Flyers are just trying to keep them out of their net and keep the score at 1 for Canadiens. They'll take what Montreal gives them.
Stockton trying to push it ahead. Derek Smith picks it up. Waits for Howe. Mark Howe leads the NHL in plus-minus this season with a +34. Two-line pass whistled against the Flyers with 10:20 to go. Look at the Flyers bench. The man on the headset is Paul Holmgren. You know what Coach Mike Keenan likes to do is break down the season in 10-game segments. Flyers first and second 10 were identical, 8-2. Struggled a little bit over the last stretch, but it looks like they're starting to get it going again.
Well, they're going to finish obviously 6-4 in that second 10, but they're too good a hockey club to go real bad for any length of time. They had that bad streak a week and a half ago where the Leafs beat them, Detroit beat them, and they didn't get the goaltending, as I mentioned. I saw the game in Detroit, and Froese let in a couple of goals from outside the blue line, and he wasn't sharp. But they're certainly getting it back to normal with Jensen here tonight.
And the overall team defense concept works so well for them. They really hustle, work the boards and the corners well. Lawler feed to Chelios for a drive that's blocked by Derek Smith. There's a case. Ford comes up and right on Chelios. Chelios did seem to take a lot of time getting that shot off.
You wind up with that slap shot more times than not. Somebody gets in the road, you take too much time.
Knocked away from Dec.12 by Mark Howe. 9:50 to go in the third period. Flyers 6, Canadiens 1. DeBlois races after the puck, but Jensen gave it away. Careless play by Jensen. Didn't handle the puck well at all. DeBlois with a back pass. Back in the corner, Carbonneau. Carbonneau looking in front. But Cordish was tied up, and Howe has the puck. McCrimmon did a good job on John Cordish in front. Howe fires it out to Tocchet. Chelios. Another thing about the Flyers is they've gotten to the point where here's Berglund throwing it across. It's off the skate. Now Rich Sutter centers, stopped by Penny. They've gotten to a point where they can play any style of game. They can skate. They can play the physical game if they have to, be very rough.
Well, if you work game in and game out like the Flyers do, you're going to win more than you lose, that's for sure.
And, of course, they have the big guns in Kerr with 27 goals and Propp right behind him with 20.
Got a great work ethic.
Eklund's backhander kicked aside by Penny. Rolls on goal, and Penny knocks it into the corner. Berglund was tripped up. And they're still working. Up 5 goals, and the Flyers looking for more with 8.5 minutes to go. And finally, the Canadiens have to ice the puck.
Canadiens will be glad to get on that bus and get out of this building tonight. They've had a tough night. With the score, Flyers 6, Canadiens 1.
When you're warming up your body.
Dave Bolin, the captain of the Philadelphia Flyers. How'd you compare him to Bobby Clark in style of play and leadership?
Tenacious-wise, he's very much like Clark. I don't think he's as physical as Bobby Clark was, and Clark used to lead with that very physical type of play.
Nice move by Bobby Smith, and he scores! Pretty move by Bobby Smith. Good individual effort as he went in and slid it by Darren Jensen. Great rush by Bobby Smith, and it's 6-2.
Well, you see, Crossman tried to stand up a little bit. He had no help, and Smith just saw the opening, cut around with that big reach. Jensen got a piece of it with the blocker and under the arm, but it bounced down and into the far corner. One of the few times tonight that Montreal has shown that kind of tenacity offensively. There you see Smith make his little move, and he can't get any help, Crossman, I mean, from his partner, Erickson, and Smith breaks in all alone, makes it 6-2 with 8:11 to go.
Bobby Smith has scored 114 points. Actually, a couple of years ago, the Minnesota North Stars scores his 8th goal of the season. Flyer fans want a penalty on Svoboda, who grabbed the puck and tucked it underneath. Don't forget, ESPN is the place to be for the NHL All-Star Game, the 34th All-Star Game, live February 4th from the Hartford Civic Center. The best in the NHL will be there, and we'll be on hand to bring it to you. Gretzky, Curry, Lemieux, Bossy, they'll be there. Kerr, Propp, Langway. I better start running down all the rosters because I know I'll forget somebody, and they'll be calling in, writing in. You forgot me. Sheldon walks in and shoots, deflected wide of the net. And the Canadiens have come to life a little bit here. And now Zezel able to take the puck out. Robinson takes it back. Feed for Dahlin a little too far. Marsh has the puck. 7:20 to go. 6-2 Flyers. Ryan Walter tapping it back. Broke it up by Murray Craven. Craven in the corner with Mike Lawler. Craven digging for the puck. It's still loose. Craven after it. Robinson checks in. Still loose. Zezel comes over. Naslund had taken his stick. Zezel decided to play with his feet again. Let's go back to the ESPN studios right now. Tom Mees.
Thank you, Sam. In Calgary tonight, the Flames have taken an early 1-0 lead.
35 below in Calgary. I'm glad I'm here.
No kidding.
Those Chinook winds haven't come in yet.
They left. I think they were in a couple of weeks ago, and they left. They said we were in Edmonton last weekend, Sam. It was a heat wave. It was 0 degrees.
That's right. Ryan Walter comes out with the puck. Has Tremblay on the right side. They cross. Walter shot blocked by Mark Howe. Ron Sutter looks up ice. Ryan Walter forechecking. And that puck coming all the way down. Penny leaves it. Has to play it. Good hustle by Derek Smith. forced the goalie to play the puck. Centered back to Howe. Wrist shot. Save. Penny. Rebound. Tocchet couldn't get his shot. And Derek Smith is bumped away from the play as Penny squeezes the puck between the pads. 6:25 to go. Third period. Flyers 6. Canadiens 2. Good hustle by the Flyers. They put on the pressure here. Mark Howe getting off that good shot. And they're still digging for it.
Yeah.
Sutter got stopped.
Yeah, he just doesn't quit, does he?
6:15 to go. Third period. Don't forget Sunday night. Detroit at Chicago, live from Chicago Stadium, 8:30 Eastern Time, right here on ESPN, your network for the National Hockey League. That's offside as the rookie Cordish took it across the line with 6 minutes to go.
That last Canadiens goal, Sam, by Bobby Smith, is 8th of the year. McPhee and Robinson getting the assist on the play. 11:49 the time of the goal. But there's been very little offense for Montreal here tonight.
Flyers out shooting the Canadiens 32-25. Second meeting of the season between these two teams. Flyers won in Montreal 5-4. Propp and Kerr had 2 goals apiece in that game. Kelly Eklund. Bo Berglund overskated. Eklund throws it toward the net. It was blocked by Green. John Cordish takes it across the line. 20-year-old John Cordish centering. It was blocked. Cordish, 4th-round draft pick in 1983 for Montreal. Rich Sutter couldn't get in. Now he gets by Curvers. That shot hit Kelly Eklund. There's Rich Sutter ridden down by Curvers again. Eklund has it knocked away by Curvers. And Dave Richter has the puck. It's been a quiet night for Big Dave Richter.
Yes, it has.
Tuesday night he got into it with the Boston Bruins. Involved with Jay Miller, rather.
Ooh, that should have been a penalty there.
Propp got dumped.
I think Cordish may have dumped him.
Across the line is Carbonneau, dropped to Gainey. Gainey lost control, and the shot was blocked. Poulin looking for the puck. Nyland comes over, whistle blows, stop play. Let's get an update on the scoreboard. Let's go to Jim Kelly.
Thanks, Sam. We showed you that Calgary 1-0 lead against the LA Kings. Boston holding on to their 1-0 lead against the Quebec Nordiques on Contreau's 3rd goal of the year. So should the Bruins hold on and win that game, they'll take over sole possession of the 2nd spot in the Adams division. They came in tied with Montreal. And, of course, the Canadiens are 4 goals shy here in Philadelphia. Mickey, for a player, what's it like when you trail by 4 or 5 goals? You've got 10, 12 minutes left to go in the game. Do you just go out there and go through the motions? What's it like mentally?
You shouldn't be going out there and going through the motions. You should be trying to get something going. If you're having a problem, if you're in a bit of a slump, now's the time to do it, because a lot of people do relax without even knowing it. They figure the game is over. They just take it easy, but somebody should be giving it 100% every time they put that uniform on.
Gainey surrounded by Flyers, dumps it around. 4.5 minutes to go in this 3rd period. 6-2 Flyers leading it. Still loose. Poulin finds it. And Propp clears it. Dave Brown goes over with Swoboda, bangs it in the Canadian zone. It's going to be Pat Riggin in goal tonight for the Boston Bruins, because they have used the perfect rotation, alternating goalies in each game. Riggin and Keens play Tuesday night here in Philadelphia. A couple of players going down. First Swoboda, then Zezel. Markow sending it across to McCrimmon and gets it back. Murray Craven came over in the trade with Detroit last year, early last season. Darryl Sittler went over to Detroit. Craven played very well. 2nd year with the Flyers. Offside, Flyers, 3:39 to go, 3rd period. Flyers still lead the Canadiens 6-2. Good work ethic that Mike Keenan has brought to the Philadelphia Flyers. Zezel is just 20 years old. This is 2nd year with the Flyers, his 2nd-round draft pick in '83.
Talked about his soccer playing summer days with the Toronto Blizzard, the professional soccer league.
Sheldalene tried to come out of the corner. Nice move. Feed to McPhee, but he shot it wide. Tim Kerr has been resting for a while, clearing the puck out.
I think icing being called here against Philadelphia. I think Deline has accounted for himself very well here tonight, Sam.
in a Canadiens uniform. Little Naslund has played very well, but not enough, unfortunately, for the Canadiens. They come in here somewhat flat and lacking in concentration, and anytime you do that, whether it's at home, you could be in trouble, let alone on the road and in this building, led by that big guy, Timmy Kerr.
I think what happens when you have a game like they had last night in Hartford, where they pulled it out, they were outshot by a large margin, 34-15, but won it 3-1, got great goaltending. They needed the goaltender to come up big early to get them into this one. They never did.
Quite the contrary. They give up the first goal, a bad goal, at 34 seconds gone in the hockey game, and it was all Flyers after that.
Here comes Zezel. Lawler is back there to meet him. Drop pass for Craven. Now the rookie Lawler plays it. Gets bumped by Craven in the corner. Lawler still has the puck. And dumps it out. This will be... no, icing is waved off. The puck slows down and Markow picks it up. Finds Craven in center. 2:45 to go in this third period. Canadiens' next game is Saturday night at home against Chicago. And Brad McCrimmon carries the puck out. Drops it off for Kerr, looking for the hat trick. It was knocked away. Kerr again, it's stopped by Penny. He had the chance.
Sure did. Funny how that puck comes back, isn't it? Kerr started to play out. All of a sudden,
on the string.
Back in his stick, yep.
Kerr centers, and Tremblay breaks it up with 2:10 to go. Flyers' next game will be at Detroit Saturday night. Derek Smith comes out, feeds Rick Tocchet. Tocchet lost control, and it's knocked away. Just under 2 minutes to go. Third period. Quiet third period. Flyers scoring 5 goals in the second period to break it open. At the point, Tom Curvers with a drive that's broken up in front by Thomas Eriksson. Green bumped by Tocchet. Derek Smith has the puck. Nice move. Puts it in front. Penny knocks it aside. Stolen by Ron Sutter. Saved by Penny. Maybe Steve Penny will get back into the good graces of John Perron.
When you talk about other guys and skaters, you put the uniform on and the game's already over for all purpose in the score. There's a good example of Penny. He can have a good third period here. Possibly he can get back into the rotation.
Ball on the boards. Centered by Robinson. Loose in front. Marsh clearing it aside. And there's 1 minute to go in the game. 1 minute left. With the Flyers leading it 6-2. This will be win number 22 for the Philadelphia Flyers. And open up their gap on Washington a little bit. Poulin centering. Backhander Kerr sticked aside by Penny. Still trying to get Kerr the hat trick.
Watch him. He just parked himself to the next to that goalpost.
He's Poulin.
He's trying to get back to him, and Montreal knows it. And they're covering Big Kerr. But watch him on the board. Look at the feet go and the big arms.
Whistle stops play with 28 seconds.
Gruden finally tying him up.
Flyers will be 22-8 following this game. 44 points, 30 games played. Washington played 27, so they have 3 games in hand. They have 37 points. And the Caps, as I mentioned, a team that's been playing very, very well. Red hot of late. They've won 4 in a row. They've lost only 1 in their last 12. 10-1-1.
Good solid hockey club. Brian Murray does a fine job over there.
Another team similar to the Flyers in that they're not as physical as the Flyers. There's a shot off the face-off by Kerr that went wide. But great defense, and they've got a couple of big guns who can put the puck in.
I think a lot of guys, Sam, are very surprised sometimes when they find out that this division is very, very physical. All the teams in the Adams division.
Marsh breaks up the play with 10 seconds to go. Grudland in the corner. Centers. One chance. Deblois scores. With 3 seconds to go, Lucien Deblois left alone in front. Flyers got a little careless. Were unable to clear it. Deblois in front puts it in.
Now let's have a look at it here from the angle behind the goaltenders. There's a Robinson up there on the offense, and here comes Deblois. Johnny on the spot again. Jensen gets a piece of it. Grudland started the play out. Big Robinson is up, forcing the play, and there's Deblois to finish it off with just 3 seconds to go. Sam, I think I said Patrick division or Adams division. Obviously, I meant the Patrick division, which the Flyers are in with Washington.
This one is over. A good win for Darren Jensen, his 6th
win of the season. Played a good game.
Well, Mike Keenan has certainly got to be happy that Jensen did come in here and play very well, as he's been having those goaltending problems the past couple of weeks. And the Flyers complete that 10-game section of their season with a 6-4 record and maybe back on track. At least Mike Keenan hopes so.
It's the final. The Flyers 6 and the Montreal Canadiens 3 will be right back to Philadelphia after this message.
Shots on goal in the final period of play for Montreal 7, game total 26, for the Flyers 8.
Welcome back to the Spectrum in Philadelphia, where the Flyers have won their second in a row, third in their last 4, defeating the Montreal Canadiens 6-3. Canadiens never really in this game at all, Mickey.
They really weren't, Sam. They just didn't come to play, and it maybe had something to do with that game last night in Hartford, but nevertheless, when you get the intensity the Flyers show, especially here in this building, and a team that doesn't come in prepared to play, and they're not thinking mentally, of course, this game's 60 to 70% mental. The Canadiens did not come prepared to play. They had an off night from Patrick Roy, the rookie goaltender. You add it all up, and they really get outplayed for the most of the night and don't get any points.
Okay, the Flyers, as you mentioned, going with the rookie goaltender Darren Jensen, with Froese nursing that sore groin, got some good goaltending.
They really did. I think they needed that very much. You know, a team gets going the way the Flyers were going, having problems 5-4 in their last 9 games, and they get together and they say, look, we know we're not getting the great goaltending, but let's try to tighten it up defensively in our own zone. And you pointed out during the telecast that the Flyer wingers were coming back, helping out, defense doing a good job. And what do you know? They get a great effort out of Jensen all around. They get their points.
Darren Jensen, the winning goaltender, is with Jim Kelly in our studio. Let's go to Jim.
All right, Sam and Mickey, thank you very much. He's toweling down just a little bit, trying to relax after facing the Flying Frenchman, who really didn't fly around all that much tonight. You were lucky.
Yeah, I was. Our team played an excellent game defensively. We were ahead 6-1 going into that third period, and we always play a good third period, and it was a good convincing win for us.
What was it like for you facing Montreal for the first time? You see those hallowed jerseys a little bit, all the history of the great Beliveaux and everybody?
I was nervous. We watched tapes before the game tonight on them, their previous games, and they're a fast-moving team, and they got some good shooters out there, Bobby Smith, and you have to be aware of them because they've got a good team.
Darren, did they try to intimidate you at all early?
No, not really. I don't think that's their style. They like to just freewheeling. They play defensive, but they got forwards that can freewheel too. So I think they more or less played our game.
What was it like for you, Darren, the tragedy surrounding Pelle Lindbergh? You were called up all of a sudden from Hershey and thrust into a situation. There was no way to prepare for something like that.
Yeah, I think that's the word. I wasn't really prepared, and maybe that's for the best. I was down there in the minors, and I wasn't really getting the full shock of the accident. You know, I felt really bad, but it was just an unfortunate incident, and like you said, I just came in right away, and I didn't have time to think.
Who's been maybe your biggest supporter and you're the biggest help since you've been called up from the minors? Has it been Bobby Clark, maybe a player who's still active, or Bernie Perron? I mean, who's kind of taken you under their wing and guided you a little bit?
Well, I have to give a lot of credit to the whole team, really. Bob Froese, the other goaltender, he's helped me tremendously, and it means a lot, especially for a goalie coming in new to this league. You need all the support, and Bobby Clark all the way down through the teammates and the rest of the staff, they've helped me along, and it really helps.
You've got 7 or 8 starts now since being called up from Hershey. Have you changed at all? I mean, have you matured a little bit? Are you different than you were in that very first start? I mean, you've got to be gaining some confidence.
Yeah, I am gaining confidence. The beginning, I think I was just playing more or less on guts, and I was going down a little too much, and the more games I think I play, I stand up, and they'll burn you so many times if you go down as a goaltender. So, and that's what the coaching staff has been emphasizing. You know, just telling me to, just stand up, because we've got such good defense that they'll take care of the rest.
We've got one of those saves. We'll take a look here. Pretty good compliment, by the way, from Mats Naslund, who's 4th in the NHL in scoring. He said, "You're a very tough stand-up goaltender." Here's a good save right there.
Yeah, I was flopping around there. I wish I would have stood up there, but I was just kind of fortunate there, Doug Crossan putting the puck into me. That helped a lot.
So you are gaining some confidence with each game.
Oh, definitely. You know, I'm just looking forward. I'm just playing a game at a time.
All right. Thank you for joining us. Stay healthy. Have a great season.
Thanks very much.
Darren Nelson, a big game tonight against the Flying Frenchmen of Montreal. 6-2, the Flyers on top. We'll be back with more from the Spectrum in Philadelphia. There's our 6-3 final right after these messages. Back at the Spectrum in Philadelphia, the Flyers 6, the Canadiens 3. Montreal, of course, came in tied for the second spot with the Boston Bruins behind Quebec in the Adams division. Boston was winning. Tom Mees with scores and highlights. Will update us on that in just a couple of seconds. In the meantime, should that 1-0 score stand up, the Bruins will be in the solo second spot, and the Canadiens drop down to third. The Flyers, of course, are still in the top spot with a record of 22 wins and just 8 losses. Philadelphia came in having lost 4 of their last 6, but now big back-to-back wins against the Boston Bruins and the Montreal Canadiens. And the Flyers are very tough when they score first. They are 14-2 after leading in the end of the first period, and 16-1 when they've taken a lead into the third period, just like tonight. The NHL on ESPN has been brought to you by Bud Light, the light beer with the first name in taste. Everything else is just a light. And by Casio, maker of the shock-resistant, water-resistant G-Shock. It's one tough watch to beat. This is Jim Kelly for Tom Mees, Sam Rosen, and Mickey Redmond saying good night for ESPN, the Total Sports Network. The final score here in Philadelphia, the Flyers 6, the Canadiens 3. Don't forget to join Mike Lang, Brad Park, Tom Mees, and myself right here Sunday night on ESPN as the Chicago Blackhawks host the Detroit Red Wings. Around the NHL tonight with scores and highlights, let's rejoin Tom Mees.
Thank you very much, Jim Kelly. I'm Tom Mees. Welcome back to our ESPN hockey studios. All the Philadelphia Flyers tonight, they dominate the Montreal Canadiens 6-3. The Quebec Nordiques have just scored a goal inside of 3 minutes to go in their game at the Boston Garden against the Boston Bruins. That game is now tied up at 1 goal apiece. The Bruins scored late in the first period on a goal by Jeff Court.